dang close. Gotta hold it so far away from you. I'll turn that up and hear what they gotta say while they're. Everybody's watching Tickle Fits. Let me do more of that. Everybody's watching Tickle Fits. We are too. Just chilling here, watching Tickle Fits and the 12K race in Evandale. I think everybody's going to be watching that. So try this 5 o'clock spot. I'll give some updates on Little Red. I think we got it figured out to get YouTube going. So I'll be downloading the videos for the people that want to watch a Fox body build. If Terry will turn his phone down over there like an idiot, I won't have background noise. What's up? What's up, Brandon? We got a couple people getting on. I figure everybody's going to be... We might try a 7 o'clock spot later. What's up? Let's see. Might just chill out for a minute. Try to let... If anybody wants to see this live, they can go over it. But I'm hoping next week I'll have all these uploaded to the YouTube channel, and then I'll put the link in. So next thing will be to try to link this to Instagram. But anybody that wants to follow and check out the updates on Little Red, we got a few things done. Last week we didn't get much done, but I was out of town with the family. A little bit. I'm gonna leave y'all hanging forever. So we'll get I figure out somebody to zoom out of this sucker so my big old head ain't in here the whole time. All right, there we go. We got a few people coming on. Been under the weather all week, man. I don't know what got a hold of me, but it was not good, that's for sure. I had a rough week this week. I'm just now starting to feel better. Started Tuesday evening, and I'm just now getting over it. Man. Turn that down, Terry. I ain't doing nothing. Actually turned out real good. We got finals coming up over there at Evandale, so if anybody wants to jump on, check us out while Tickle Fits is on a break. Looks like he just went on a break. So, all right. All right, like I said, we didn't get a whole lot done last week. I was gone all week, family stuff. So, but This week we got a little bit done. The guys got some stuff done with little red updates. We'll go over that here in a minute. We'll go over the transmission and whatnot as well. We got it out. I guess talk about it a little bit, but as y'all know, most of these live feeds are about Little Red's transformation and this build with this Fox body. So it's going to be slow going, but we're going to try to stay consistent and keep you guys updated so that we can get you guys to follow along if you want to check it out, because there'll be some pretty cool stuff when we eventually get done. There's nothing majorly custom getting done, but it'll be a cool car when it's finished. So, all right, let me turn this dude around. All right. Shake it so much. I'm going to get better at holding this thing eventually. So, but we got the motor in here. Sad thing is this thing actually fits really good. So, we use the AJE K member. I'll show you. We'll lift it up here in a minute and show you guys that. But motors in here. These are Speed Engineering headers. So these headers are not very expensive. I think they're $350 range. They are all stainless, 1 7/8 primary and a 3-inch collector, and these things fit phenomenally. I mean, you can see where they clear on the frame rails on both sides. I wish I would have found these. It is hitting this, just barely touching that brake line right there. So, but I think all of this is going to get changed anyway, just because of the fact that, if you look right here, the booster, it almost touches right there on the booster on that valve cover. So, and for those who watched the last episode, y'all knew that the AC, we had to go with a different valve cover. So we went with a Motion Raceworks valve cover. Really nice product. They are not cheap at all, so I will say that. Those other fabricated ones, I got them on the internet for sale now, so it sucks that I got to sell them, but I didn't want to. I really don't have anything else to put them on, so, but those are in good shape, so they're on sale if you want to buy them. But these are so much lower. These valve covers are so much lower that now the AC compressor clears. It's all bolted up, top and bottom. You probably can't see the bottom bolt, but they're all bolted now. So be mindful whenever you use the ICT billet brackets. They use a truck style, and it's made basically for the stock valve covers. This bracket is not made for the big high valve covers for like the race cars and whatnot. So if you do that and you want to run the air conditioner in a Fox body, it puts it over here on the opposite side than where it usually goes. And what happens is when you turn it to bolt it up, it'll hit that valve cover. You can see it on the last episode. We showed that when we did a test drive on another customer's car. These headers also fit real well. They are designed for AJE cross K-member. AJE is probably the most standard K-member out there right now. So it's the one that majority of everybody uses for the Fox bodies. I will tell you this. I have used the UPR in this exact same style car. We tried to use it on a SEMA car. I had a really hard time making that work. I literally had to just cut the brackets, the motor mounts off of it to get the motor to sit where I wanted it. So I cut them off, re-welded the brackets on. It was just a mess. I had to make my own motor mounts basically from just a generic style of motor mounts. It was a ton of work. I wish this would have been available then. If it was, I didn't know about it, but this one fits so well. It's unbelievable how well this one fits. So, I ended up having to get it repowder coated. It was just a big mess. So I know the UPR does not fit near this well from experience. So if you're looking for a K-member for a Fox body swap, I would not say this UPR would be the one to put in there. They make great products for Fords. I will tell you that because they're Ford guys, but I would not suggest using that for the actual K-member on a LS swap because it did not work well. So if somebody else had luck with it, I'd love to see the comment in there and see the pictures of it. But I think Team Z makes another good one. They got like a weird gray powder coating on it. I just like the black that the AJ is. And these stainless headers actually are made for the AJ K member, which I think the Team Z one is real similar. We had a customer we did a 8-point cage for. It's a turbo LS deal. He had a Team Z one in there, and it fit real well too. Now, he didn't have long tube headers on it because it was a turbo deal, but it did fit real well. The LS fit in the right place. It's just insane that we just did a Ford motor. We just did a Ford motor in a Mustang not too long ago, and the Ford motor doesn't fit near this good, and you got to spend almost $1,200 on a set of stainless headers to get a good set of headers for it. I know BBK makes a set for all you guys that are BBK guys. I know sorry, cool deal, Jerry. Thank you. I was reading comments there. So the BBK makes a set of headers. They fit real good. They're not stainless. They have a powder coat, jet hot style on them. In fact, I got a set right here on the wall, right there. Don't make fun of my water heater, but I got a set right there on my wall. That is a set of BBKs, but they're only, I think they're 1 5/8. They're fine if you have like a stock style Ford motor and you're trying to put something in it. But like I said, these for the LS deal and for the Ford motor that we built, the one I showed on episode 1, the high performance, that one needs like an 1 7/8 header. Well, those headers are like $1,500 to get from Cook's to get a good header for them in stainless. So you can buy a more expensive one, obviously, but they're just not really an inexpensive way. But what's sad is you can buy these all day long for $350-ish, and that's a nice product. I was really, really nice. It's Speed Engineering, by the way, again. So I'm gonna raise this thing up. And again, sorry for the noise. We'll raise it up. I'm going to show you how well this thing fits in here. There's my workers over there doing absolutely nothing, as usual. So hi, Brandon, Terry. Yeah. This is what they do all day, just so you know. No, they got a bunch done today, and they usually get a bunch done during the week, but I was under the weather this week, so they really didn't get a whole lot done. So, all right. So, it's kind of weird. I got all this blue tape under here, but it's just to keep it all from getting beat up. But let me tell you what, I didn't really struggle at all. These headers went in unbelievably. They slid right in with this K-member. These are the AGE mounts that come. You can buy these that go with the K-member for the LS. They fit flawlessly. The only downside I don't like about them is they don't have a 4th hole. They only use 3 holes. So, but 3, they are confident that 3 holes are enough. So, but where the 4th hole would be is basically right, I don't know if you can see, right here where the actual bracket is for the motor mount. So that makes it pretty tough. But as you can see, these things have tons of room. And again, this is an 1 7/8 primary, 3-inch collector. I mean, these things clear crazy. Try not to get it all blurred up. But these things fit unbelievably in here. I could not believe it. For a $350 set of headers, this is just crazy. And they actually look really good. So I said this is not a budget build, but I mean, there's no reason to spend crazy money. I actually bought these first, and then I was talking to a friend of mine, Dylan, that owns a shop in Belton area, and he says he's bought these all the time, and he said they were a really good piece. So before I even tried them on, I was really impressed. So sorry I'm going over it a bunch, but for you guys that want to buy headers, see how much room there is here? I mean, it's a little close right there, but that's nothing compared. We ran a set of Flotex on the SEMA car, which I don't even see they're available anymore. I don't think you can see that, and I had to dent them, so I had to dent them to get them to clear in places, and I hated to because they were a really nice finished piece. Sorry, my phone blinked out, but you can see how well these things fit. The motor fits good. The AJE member looks a lot better. Like I said, AJE makes probably one of the best standard K members out there. They're almost every header you go to, most the headers for swaps, Coyotes, LS's, big block Chevrolets, whatever it is, if you look in the specifications in it, you'll always see usually the AJA K member is the one that they use whenever they build these headers. So, but we're going to have, it will have adjustable A-arms on it. We're going to put, sorry, I'm getting my camera right. We're going to do adjustable tubular A-arms on it, or we'll do a bushing mount. But what we're going to do is we're going to do an inch shorter is what we found to run the big wheel, to run the 8.5-inch wheel, 18. We're going to run an 18-inch wheel with the big tire on the front. This is a street car again. Be mindful, this is not going to be a drag car. If you're looking for us to build a drag car, this is not going to be the one. We will have plenty of videos on a really awesome drag car, which I might do just a separate video on that, just make its own little video. So for those of you that know that I drive a drag car. So, but this is mainly for the guys that, again, want to build a Fox body and want to check out some hot rod stuff. So, but it'll be a tubular A-arm. AJE makes their own. They're a little different than most because they have a separate bar that has a adjustment on it. Most of them are all connected, and then they have heim joints on each end. I think theirs only has heim joints on the one end. So it's a little different. I don't know how that's going to work out, but the goal is to where we can move this A-arm in, is what we've found, to put the big wide wheel with the tire under it to get the geometry right to where it fits up in the fender. So if you're trying to put a big wheel on it, that's the key, is you got to take this A-arm and you got to move this A-arm in to get your caster camber right up top to get this thing to fit. And sorry if I sound hoarse, because I am. So I'm trying not to cough on you. So like I said, I'm getting under the weather, but but we got the motor in, obviously. It fits beautifully, worked out great. We got the transmission I've been talking about. It's super cool. We'll go over that right now. So this is a TCI 480LE transmission is what it is. But everybody knows what a 480LE is, or most people do. It's a Chevrolet 4-speed overdrive transmission. This one is different. So I told you it was a little odd, and it's not inexpensive at all. So if you're trying to buy cheap transmissions, it's not the one to buy. I'll tell you that. But this is super cool. This is actually a 4L80E case transmission, but it's a 6-speed. So this thing has 6 gears in it. So, and it is electronically shifted. So now when you buy this thing, it comes with everything. So you can buy just a transmission, but I suggest you buy the whole package. So you can get it right there on Summit. If you want to look it up, I can put a link in my in there. So it's that way if anybody wants to do a link on it. But I talked to TCI. I talked to the guys, told them what I was doing, told them what I wanted. A lot of what we wanted was we wanted drivability. So we want the air conditioner on this thing. We want to be able to take the kiddo and the wife to the movie. You know, this thing is not a drag car, but we want it to have plenty of power. And the other thing is you know, a lot of guys like us kind of get tired of a new BMW or I don't know what that thing was, a Mini Cooper. So we had a Mini Cooper pull up to me one time, and I'll leave that out of the details, but it was a turbo Mini Cooper. So I will tell you that thing was very fast. So, but now this thing I'll never have a problem again. So, but the issue is I wanted to be able to, if you're rolling 70 miles an hour down the road and you want to be able to get on it and then still be able to get down the highway at a high rate of speed and not run out of RPM, this is a transmission, I'm telling you. And the drivability is unbelievable because the thing is, it just drives like a newer car because you have so many gears. So it keeps RPMs low, keeps the motor happy, and whatnot. Now, some of the other cool things about this transmission that is really cool to make it real spunky. So I don't know why I'm showing you my paper here, but I'll get this out of here. So the gear ratios in this thing, for any of y'all that know about gear ratios, first gear is a 297 first gear. That is extremely low. Second gear, 231. Third gear, 157. Fourth gear, 118. Fifth gear, 1 to 1. Sixth gear, 0.75. So for those of you who don't know about gears, is that 297 first gear, what that does is it actually gives you the ability to put a lot lower gear ratio in the rear. So that instead of most of these builds we do a 5-speed or a 6-speed Tremec. The 16-inch Tremec's pretty similar, we can get away with. But like a 5-speed in it, or if we do a 4-speed AOD or whatnot in it, you still got to have usually a pretty hefty rear gear in it. So you're running like a 373, if it's a full hot rod deal, you might run a 411 if you're running a tall tire in the back. The tire size does matter. So if you get a real low tire, the gear ratio is going to be different than if you have a big tall tire on the back. If you got 20s on it, we did have a customer that we did 20s on it, which I say 20s, it's just the rim size, but the tire ended up being tall too. So for example, like what we're planning on doing with this is we're going to do like a 355, maybe even like a 340-ish or 330 gear. So, with that 297 first gear, is going to be super mean down low in first gear. So obviously you don't want it so mean that whenever you jam the gas, it just annihilates the tires. We don't want that to happen. So, and we want it to where it'll have drivability when we're going down the road. And then, it's not, just so revved up that you run out of, if you're trying to run 80 miles an hour in Texas and the speed limit's 80 miles an hour, believe it or not, if you're not from Texas, that you can't run that fast for a very long time if you're going 3,000 RPMs or, 3,600 RPMs. It's just not good on the motor. So, but this way, the RPMs will be way down. It'll drive real good. And then we'll find out what that happy gear ratio is eventually. I have a lot of gears here. I do a lot of Ford stuff, a lot of 8.8 stuff. So I have a lot of gears here. So, but usually on average, the main gear that we put in these is 355 to 373. So I think in the 373 is a little on the heavy side if you got like for sure like a 3-speed AOD, but 355 is a little bit more manageable, I think. So any of you other Ford guys could probably definitely pipe in or let me know in your comments. But that's what we have found. But those are usually the two gears that are most common. 411, you're not going to, it's going to be hard to drive 75, 80 miles an hour down the highway with 410 gear in it. So, unless you have a 6-speed in it, so for sure. But no, this is a great kit. It's an electronic transmission, like I said. So, and it comes with its own, it comes with a dipstick, cooler, shifter. I'll pull the shifter out. Comes with its own, fluid. So it brings you everything you need minus the converter. We have the converter. It's still on order. It said it was going to ship like in March. We have a TCI, can't remember what they call it, whole shot style converter. It's about a 3,800 stall is what Brian Tooley gave us on the camshaft and the cylinder head power and whatnot. So they kind of gave us that range. They said 35 to 3,800. So it's going to be a 3,800 stall converter, basically, is what it's going to be on its best day. So, but what's neat about this transmission kit is if you look at it, it comes with its own ECU. So it comes with its own automatic transmission controller. So this car is going to have Holley in it. So either have a Dominator or an HP. I don't know if we're going to do a Terminator X. I'd just rather have the better unit, but the Terminator X is a good unit, don't get me wrong. It's a really good unit too, but I think we're going to go with the other styles. But usually you can just use on like a Chevrolet transmission, you can use the Holly on it. But on this 6-speed, you really can't. So, but you don't need the extra wiring harness to actually run all of the electronics on the transmission, because this controller does it already. And it, from my understanding, it works really well. I've looked at a few reviews of it. Hopefully nobody gets on here and goes, I've used this and it's junk, but because you're going to scare me. So, but let me pull this shifter out, and then, because this is really cool, and I'll explain it. So this is super cool. If you want to see some cool stuff, see if I can get it out without throwing everything on the ground. So this is just an Outlaw Bandit TCI shifter. So some of y'all probably have these. So it's a really cool shifter. But this shifter comes with this setup. And the way it works is it has a drive and whatnot. It has a first, second drive and whatnot. But it also has a manual. So, for example, you know, it doesn't have it doesn't have 6 gears on this shifter. So what it uses is it uses these buttons. So basically, just like your Ford truck, any of your manual, any of your 6-speed or 10-speed transmissions, electronically, you use these buttons to shift. So you can put it in drive, shift up, shift down. If you're going down the highway, you can click it in the manual, and then you can shift this button down, 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 go to third or whatnot, and deck the gas. If, you know, a BMW or a turbo Mini Cooper. We won't talk much more about that. But anyway, so if anything like that comes along that can run really up high on the mile an hour on you, this is really cool because you can downshift it. And then whenever you go down what gear you want, deck it, and it'll be there. So, and then as you're going, you just hit the top button, and it'll shift up every gear, just like you do with your actual stock Chevrolet pickup, Ford pickup, whatever it is. And it comes with everything. It comes with your cable, comes with all that. Same even comes with a dipstick. I'm not really sure if we're going to be able to use any of that. But it comes with a transmission cooler. And again, like I said, it comes with oil. So, but that is pretty much it that we've done the Little Red this week. We're going to try to see if this thing will fit, because for those of you who ever put a 4L80E in a Fox body, this thing's pretty big transmission. So I've seen it done. I've talked to people. They act like it's doable. So, but we're definitely going to give it a shot here later tonight and see what we can do about getting this thing put in there and get it fit. I don't like taking a hammer and beating on stuff, so we might have to do some floor fabrications. I think a lot of it's going to be probably in this area is where the fabrication is going to need to be done. And we might just cut this area out, and then I'll silicone bronze weld all this. This will probably all go away because I have a transmission mount ordered that's going to come that's for that Tranny, and it goes back behind this. So we might take this out and clean this up. And by doing all this, I don't really think we're just cutting the car all up. So because after we get done with all this, we're going to bed line all this underneath. So all this is going to be bed lined underneath, so it's going to be nice and clean so it doesn't rust or whatnot. So it'll be nice and protected. But that's a few things we'll probably have to do, and then as we do that, I'll do an episode where you guys can see, you know, how we get it in there and how it fits and whatnot. But hopefully tonight we'll get that actually done. So, all right. I don't know why I can't see anybody's comments or nothing on here. So, but let me go over just a few things that we've been doing in the shop. That's about it on Little Red. If anybody got any questions, they can hit me up on a comment, and I'll try to reply. So I'm not able to see. Oh, yeah, I saw that. So that's good. So this right here is a 302. Customer brought a 289 in. It is actually for a beautiful 66 Mustang. So we're trying to knock this out real quick and get this motor built. The little story behind this motor is that he brought it in. He had a bad lifter, is what he said. It actually had 3 bad lifters, 4 almost going bad. I looked it over. I pressure tested the block. It's obviously got something going on in the block and the oiling system in the 289 motor. So this motor is actually belonged to another customer of ours that we're building in, it's a gray fox body that we're putting that in episode 1. You can see that beautiful 347 that I built. That thing is a monster. So, but we're going to put that in that car, and this motor came out of his car. So this motor it was a complete virgin 302. Nobody been in it, but it had a lot of miles on it. It was obviously. So we had to bore it 30 over, got it machined, crank polished, used the stock rods. The stock rods are what we found is basically the strongest, and then keep it all balanced right. We use a good stock style piston. This is no race motor whatsoever. This is just a beautiful 66 Mustang that we're going to use that he's going to use to drive around. I think his wife drives cars the most, so not that she can't haul ass, but hey, he says it's not like a race motor. So we did put a B303 cam in it. It's going to have roller lifters. The biggest thing was to get away from the solid camshaft stuff, or the flat tappet, I guess is what it is. So we got away from that. It's going to have a roller B303 Motorsport cam. For any Ford guys, you know that's pretty mild, streetable cam. Sounds good. Got a little thump. I got brand new lifters for it. We got to get the cylinder heads cleaned up. Other than that, it's got a Victor intake on it, I believe, is what we're putting back on it. Just a really nice, clean motor. So it's going to be nice. Hopefully he'll let me post a picture of the car. I'll talk to him about that once we get the motor completely built. But just some more stuff that we do around here so that we don't just do race cars. This is what a lot of this is about, because I do a lot of race car stuff too. But, you know, this is what we do a lot more of, is just hot rod stuff. So this hopefully will be out this week. And then we'll be getting on this. I know I've been talking about getting this up in the air on the table. The guys did get the roll cage out of it. We got a bunch of stuff cut out of it. So it's fixing to get really going on. We also have another customer that has a Fab 9 rear end that we're going to cut down and do some work to next week. I was trying to think. We had something else that was going to go down. So hopefully this week. But the main deal was we wanted to get this built real quick before we got to cutting this up, and we got metal shavings flying all over the place in the shop. So I try to keep the motor stuff separate. I will say that the Suge Knight motor's in the machine shop, so I'm probably going to do a little something. I'll probably do just a one-off on it as it comes in and we work on it, so that I can keep these and I can just download these to YouTube, and anybody wants to watch a LS build or a Fox body build, a cool Fox body build, they can just watch it. So, and then they don't have to listen to the other stuff. But if you ever want to listen to the race car, full-blown race stuff, we'll have it probably back in here. Our race for Suge Knight is theoretically the second weekend of March, which is 1st and 2nd is the first 2 days of March. It's the very next weekend. So we got about 3 weeks, and then we're going to be in Evandale Raceway. Gary's going to have us down there. We're probably going to be testing on the fly. So because the pistons just came in, my understanding, they shipped out last Friday. So we'll get those in. The motor's already at Nizers. We got the drive on order. Transmissions here. For those that you saw, we got transmission here. So it'll be here pretty soon. I'll probably do something a little separate for that. And again, I think I'm going to raffle this here. This is the transmission motor it came out of. Little Red. Hopefully it'll raffle. So I just really need it out of here. It's just, if anybody wants to make me an offer on it, make me an offer on that setup. I got the bell housing, the clutch. I got everything for it, but it's just in the way. It needs to go. Good motor, GT40 headed, E303 Ford Motorsport cam, roller rockers, Victor Jr. with a 650 Dan DaVinci. Good solid motor. So no idea how many miles it was originally on it. I know the top end's all been rebuilt. Real nice. Doesn't smoke. I got a video of it running and everything. So, but we're going to try to get back on track on the Saturdays. I'll try to get back on track on the Saturdays for you guys. Last Saturday, like I said, I was out of town for the family. This one went, I didn't go too long. I try to keep these about 30 minutes so you guys don't get totally bored with me. But hopefully you like them. Do me a favor. Share for sure. Click on it so it'll show a view. And then try to follow the page. I don't really have a lot of followers, but, you know, I'm just trying to get this thing off the ground. So I appreciate everybody that's watching. Thank you guys. If you got any comments, put it in there. Good, bad, or ugly, it doesn't matter. So you're not going to hurt my feelings much. So, but, and if you disagree with something, I'm good with that too. So, but definitely let me know if we're doing a good job or not. And tell these guys they need to do something. They're just kind of sitting around over there watching racing on TV. So, all right, which we're going to do that, guys. So we're going to watch Tickle Fits here in a minute, try to watch the finals of some guys in no prep. Let me know if y'all need anything. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.